Oh, it's live, house.
The following contest scheduled for one fall.
Bloody hell, you want to hitch yourself to this caboose? You're in for a bumpy ride.
I hate your hat. I hate your t-shirts. I hate your wristbands. I hate your shoes. I hate your music. I hate the C Nation.
And then you want to walk back in here and call this place your home? This is not your home. This is my home.
Well, you don't know who you're dealing with. You are dealing with the best in the world.
You get what you have earned, and what you have earned is nothing.
This ain't no disco. Ain't no country club either. This is the 3 Count Thursday podcast. So let's go, baby.
Tell him to say it to my face. Say it to my face, Bill Goldberg.
Hello, everyone. Welcome 3CT. We are live. It is Thursday, July the 17th, 2025, and we're glad to be back with you. And while we still aren't on new episodes, aren't going up on any podcast platform, we're still figuring that out. You can find them on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on all of our social channels at 3 Count Thursday across the board. You can get our link tree on our social medias. So make sure you do follow and subscribe and all of that channels. And please do hit the subscribe button on the YouTube as well. We would certainly appreciate that. If you would be so kind. You can also grab our merchandise over on our TeePublic store. You can find that link on our website, 3countthursday.com, over on the social channels as well in the link tree. So anything 3CT related, you can grab over there on the link tree. As a freaking gnat is flying near my face. That's fun. But we hope you are doing well wherever you are this week. Give us a like and a share. We would certainly appreciate that. And no Mark this week because he's doing God knows what. No Matt this week, off on assignment. They both, I think, will be back with us on the Tuesday show. But we got Tim, we got Ryan with us. Tim, I will start with you.
You all right, sir?
I am so good. It's so good to be around, to be here, be rocking in the free world. Dude.
Good. Ryan.
Hello, Smokey. You all right, sir?
Hey.
Hi. I like your new pennant in the back there.
Thanks.
Are you trying this new thing of just saying only one word really loud into the microphone?
Nope.
All right. You're the anti-Mark. Just.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh, you had the opportunity to go. Yes.
He did. He had that opportunity.
But then he didn't.
Yes.
Then he didn't. Yeah, no Marks.
Jim?
I'm okay. It's been
It's been
a week, it's been a month. But we're good. We're here tonight. We're gonna have fun for the next hour-ish talking some wrestle stuff. And I'm looking forward to that. I want to kill this fucking gnat. It's gonna keep flying by my eyeball.
Get him.
It's gonna tick me off, and I just keep seeing him, and I don't like it. But yeah, like I said, we're still dealing with the Spotify issue. The unfortunate thing is the longer this goes on, the more likely it is that we're going to just have to launch a whole new podcast host and everything, which is going to make a lot of work on Big Jim to upload like a decade's worth of episodes. But We'll figure that out. Our social
Nah,
media.
man.
We'll have
So
just
there's
start fresh.
Yeah, there's Podcatcher. There's other podcasts that I know that they've had to do the exact same thing, and they just go new feed, change the logo so that there's a historical podcast feed, and then the new podcast feed. And here's the little plus thing for you. You start a new podcast feed. Now, if we ever miss a week, you have a whole backlog of podcasts on the old feed that you can drop in on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
That might be the ticket. And maybe I'll put it, well, yeah, hey, that might be the ticket. Just start fresh. I'll put the last couple of weeks that I have that we haven't been able to upload. And
since the kerfuffle.
Since the incident. We'll henceforth refer to it as the incident.
There's definitely
everything's still there. The only place that our show doesn't exist at all is Spotify. Because that's just been full on nuked. That doesn't even exist in the ether. But you can still go listen to the show on Apple. You can listen to it on Amazon. You can listen to it on iHeart. Yeah, the only place it doesn't exist is Spotify. So yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll just start fresh, new logo, new look, even though we just
if you pushed all the podcasts to like Apple Podcasts and you log into like Apple Podcast Creator, you should be able to grab that RSS feed. Unless that RSS feed is dead.
Yeah, I think that.
But there's no way that it is if you can still listen to the other episodes.
Still listen to it. I want to see if I can actually still listen to it. Like if I pull up my Apple Podcast, obviously I won't have volume because you don't want to hear the volume on here. Yeah, if I go to our show and I click and I link, okay.
Just
I can still listen to
just click an old episode.
Yeah, that's what I did. I listened to the
it's
one
playing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go look there.
Yeah, look there. You should have the RSS feed, and then when you do have a new podcast home, which there's definitely like places you can go through. Like I know for Final Wrestling Place we've had 3 podcast homes or 2.
Yeah, we've existed in a few different realms in our time here.
Yeah, we were originally on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And then we left SoundCloud and went to what was that other stupid podcast hosting site?
Yeah, because we've been on. Well, we were hosted for a time through
Buzzsprout.
Oh, Buzzsprout. So we started on Blog Talk Radio, and that's where everything hosted from. And then we got picked up by
NGSE.
It was the Sports Chronicles Radio Network, and then which became NGSC. But then we were hosted by Wrestling Informant for a little while. We were hosted by. I know Ryan's getting bored over here. We're talking about business talk, but we were hosted on the podcast, the Wrestling Podcast Network, with our friend Ryan from Philly, and then we ended up on NGSC, and then we've ventured out on our own for the last couple of years. But done boring you with all the details, Charlie. I have no clue where Devin is. I'm concerned, ish. Because usually he's checking in with us. Maybe he's he seems to be at Wawa a lot on Thursdays when we're podcasting, which I mean is fine. That's all well and good, but
he probably is also like reeling from the fact that we started on time.
Well, that's what it is. We've set up a precedent of not starting on time, and he's like, "Oh, I got time." But
yeah, it's like the old TBS Superstation 8:05 start time.
8:05 live. Yeah, no, we started on time this week. But All right, let's dig into it. We will start here with this.
Since John Moxley and Cesaro, way before Gargano, there was Savage and Roddy, and Saturdays on NBC. These five guys on Facebook are gonna take a hard look. Recount Thursday brings to you the wrestler on the week.
All right, we are in week 28 of the Wrestler of the Week. We'll have to get Mark's and Matt's elsewhere. But Tim, why don't we start with you? Who is your Wrestler of the Week for this week?
Well, I'm going to give
I feel like I know the answer, but
I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to give full disclosure here, and it's the fact that this season of Wrestler of the Year is a shit show. There's multiple weeks, like from May 8th to May 28th. I have no one's records. And then there's like spot ones in between. So we're just going to get what we get. I don't care.
yeah,
We're having fun.
F it.
Yeah, we're just bipping around.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm changing my answer.
Oh,
I had my answer, and now I feel obligated to give a different answer, and here it is. There was a huge weekend in the world of wrestling, but I think no one came out better than AEW this week, and in conjunction with that, also Ring of Honor had a show this weekend.
really?
Super Card of Honor. So the person I am nominating as my Wrestler of the Week is the forever Ring of Honor women's champion, the winner of the women's casino gauntlet at All In, Texas. I'm going with the fallen goddess, Athena.
Wow. Okay, who was your pick?
It was Hangman Page.
Okay, that's who I figured that it was going to be, but I like the little swerve there. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
I was thinking, like, I was torn between the two of them, but Athena had two big wins over the weekend.
That's fair.
Retaining the title and becoming number one contender to Toni Storm's title. There's literally about half a dozen people you could have picked as the Wrestler of the Week this week. It's really a crapshoot.
Yeah, there was a plenty to go around. Ryan, who is your Wrestler of the Week this week? Scotty checking in with us here. He says, watching this and playing WWE 2K25. We're doing.
What are you playing on? What do you play on? PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox 360, 1. What are you picking?
I haven't thought about a different game since College Football 26 hit my system last week.
Akron Zips, baby. We're going for it.
I haven't started Dynasty yet, but I'm in my sophomore year. I transferred from the Air Force Academy to Oregon State. I'm a Beaver. Quarterback of Beavs. Go Beavs. All right, sorry, Ryan. We got distracted.
Damn.
You can't. You could go one word answer here if you go first name or last name.
I mean, your wrestler's a one named wrestler.
Yes. Yeah, it just feels weird. I'm not forcing it.
You don't do it. It's a gateway word.
It's a gateway. I'm sure it's something. Don't you nose point at me. No, I'm sure that at some point in my old age, I'll just be drinking fish tanks of unsweet. No, if I'm ever drinking gallons of unsweet tea, take me out back.
We know Tim's down for the count.
I'd rather you take my feet, Lord Jesus, than to make me drink unsweet tea. Just take them. I don't need them. I got nubs and a woman that loves me. We'll be all right. Look, I'm married for life.
Yeah, locked in.
Next diabetes or nah.
That's what
YouTuber
I do, right?
hand.
Yeah, YouTuber hand, because the ring, my whiteness was washing out my wedding ring.
Unreal. Sorry, Ryan. You're Wrestler of the Week.
Hangman. No, enough with this bullshit. Tim, I know your wife. She's a lovely lady.
Yes, she is.
There's no way she is pushing your fat ass around for the end of time.
No.
If he takes your feet. She did not sign up for that.
Tim's getting a motorized chair.
No,
if he gets a rascal, it's fine.
I'm gonna use my arms. I'm gonna be so jacked.
Okay, you're fucking way out there. I don't know what you're on tonight, but it is something. That said, I do have an honorable mention, and for that, I'm going to crack open this Pine Creek Black Cherry whiskey that I bought before they went out of business.
Pour one out, literally.
This is one for Big Guth for putting an end to Goldberg finally.
Praise
be. That old bastard hasn't stopped bitching about it all week, dude.
But tasty.
Besides the Real American beer, that's the first alcohol you've had in a while.
Yeah, that is tasty. That's
yeah. I'm trying to clear these bastards out of my fridge.
You know how you can do that, right?
Well, I know you can just pour them out, but Tim, I spent a good $11.98 on that 12-pack.
Jim, that was the first beer I've consumed in probably 3 or 4 or 5 years. It's been a long. I think the last one was like me, you, and Charlie at a Barnstormer game.
Yeah, because you had one a couple years ago. We went down to the beach. You were doing the little sour, I
was doing the sours thing for a bit. Yeah,
for a minute. And then I think you had one at the Barnstormers.
Yeah.
Sorry, Stormers.
The Stormers.
They were actually the Barnstormers that time.
Damn, that's a shame. That shit was really tasty.
I think you had one of those. You had one of those in Coke when we met with Colin at Pine Creek.
Yeah, that's why I bought them. And
now
Coke is a delicious cherry
now both
cola.
Pine Creek and PWE are dead. So
there it goes.
There we are.
Can't have nothing nice.
Well, Jim, I wanted to say something, and it's all in love. But you were talking about how you spent $11 on the beer and you didn't want to pour them away.
I did.
You have spent more money on less things you've been able to do than drink those shitty beers.
Well, that's true. That is
there.
True.
You go.
But yeah, if I feel bad enough about myself, it's like PBR with like a hint of piss. I think is how
and just a mild racism.
And racism. But
I drank a can and I almost went hard R for like 15 minutes.
Just walking around, just dropping it. No, I will give my wrestler of the week this week to Hangman. Definitely a lot of others that could have won it as well. A big, long, huge weekend. Good Lord, I couldn't make that sound any more perverted. I guess I just missed Devin in the comments. But yeah, a lot of wrestles this weekend.
And he appears.
We'll talk about it a little bit more here coming up, but we'll let Mark put the stamp on the.
That was your wrestler of the week.
All right, thank you, Mark. That's the most we'll hear out of him tonight, and that's a good thing. All right, so we do have the
3-count question of the week.
And among all of the wrestles of this past weekend, Sunday night saw the return after many years of people asking for it. WWE Evolution was Sunday night, and I watched the show, enjoyed it very much. By all accounts, was a very successful show, and it really kind of generated the discussion on social media of, should this be a annual show? Like, was Sunday night enough to, kind of make the statement? Because it's been kind of the debate since the first one till now of, is it necessary to have an all women's show? Is the roster strong enough to support it? Things like that. So after this Sunday and the success of the show, do you guys think that Evolution should be an annual event?
I will defer to Ryan.
No.
Okay.
It should be every 2 years, maybe. It should still be something special. I think once we put it in a slot, and it's every November or every summer is Evolution, it loses a bit of that. Ooh, Evolution, I want to check that out. If we've gotten Evolution every single month, or every single year, it's just not as special as it once was. So I'd rather not dilute it. Let's keep it for when the roster is right and do it. Let's just incorporate maybe a bit more women's wrestling on these pay-per-view cards on the regular.
Okay. Tim, you want to give my thoughts? You want yours?
I can give mine, and because you're the host, you can wrap it up. So I'm not going to read out the card. I'm just going to say what the stipulations were for each.
Okay.
Women's Intercontinental, NXT Women's, WWE Women's Tag, WWE Women's Championship, a no-holds-barred match, the number one contendership for a world title, the Women's World Title. Only one match out of 7 dealt with anything that did not resemble a championship.
Okay.
The problem is still, while Evolution was great, you had to take every women's championship to make 7 important, exciting matches.
All right, just call it Women's Night of Champions.
What I'm saying, I think Evolution is a great idea. And I also watched Evolution too. My problem is that in the world of women's wrestling, unless you are vying for a championship, you are persona non grata in the world of WWE and even AEW. They tweak it a little bit, but not enough. It is absolutely not enough. And the whole point of Evolution is to prove that women can be on the same par, on the same level as the men. However, we have a ton of non-title men's storylines that go on all the time. And WWE only has one, and right now they don't even have one, because now Naomi has jumped ship from SmackDown to Raw. So the one feud you had that wasn't around a title is now on 2 separate shows.
Right. Which, and I mean, like, for now, like, that feud had kind of breathed as much as you want to breathe into it without it kind of becoming redundant.
Right.
So it's a good thing, but I know what you mean.
Right. And that's not to take away from something special like this. This, you could essentially call this Women's WrestleMania, which is fine. But there is enough talent on all televised rosters, WWE, NXT, AEW, that you can do more with the women and put them in meaningful non-title programs than to only have enough time to book, well, who's Becky Lynch facing for the Intercontinental title? Or who's who's Naomi fighting for the Women's World Championship? And that's where Evolution is supposed to take us. Right. But unfortunately, Evolution to me just shines a spotlight on the problem, because it's taking the trope of every show and highlighting it into one.
Right. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think we were going to get one more match that wasn't going to be connected to a title, but the
Nikki and Liv.
Yeah. Now, granted, a part of me still is curious if that was going to end up being a Liv and Raquel versus the Bella Twins tag title situation, which it very well could have been. Obviously, that got derailed by the Liv injury, the unfortunate Liv injury. So Yeah, no, look, I tweeted on Sunday night, and again, victim of the moment or whatever. I said that I could be on board for Evolution being an annual show. I think the show was that good that it showed that it can be. But as I kind of get a couple of days later, I think I'm kind of more in Ryan's camp of, while it can be an annual show, like WWE has the roster, certainly has the roster where you can feature, you can do women's night of champions or whatever. Yeah, I don't necessarily think it has to be an annual show. You know what I think? Like, and when I say like has to be, at least in this next portion, I don't mean like let's do it just to like pacify people or whatever. But I think what should happen in the aftermath of Evolution is, like Tim said, more women's feuds in all companies that aren't connected to a title, but also when you have the opportunity to have a women's match main event a show, a pay-per-view, a Saturday night's main event, do it. Like, I feel like for a long time now, the WWE's fell in this trap, and I understand Roman Reigns in the bloodline and Cody chasing, wanting to finish the story. That was such a big thing for multiple years that it felt like every pay-per-view had to close with some combination of Roman Reigns, the bloodline, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso, something. That women's wrestling kind of fell somewhere else on the card. Open the show because it's the second best place, middle of the card, so that it, everything peaks to that moment, and then everything around it, is kind of the build up or the come down. When you have a Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, when you have a Becky Bayley Lyra match, that probably one of the stronger feuds in the company as a whole right now, main evented. And I get with a women's world title and what turned out to be a cash in, you weren't gonna main event the Intercontinental title, but I thought the Intercontinental title, as we're in SummerSlam season and it's happened a time or two, could have main evented the card. But I get, obviously, in hindsight they couldn't. But I think that's the thing is now, like, for the short period of time, kind of pre-pandemic, it felt like we were kind of like turning this corner of women can main event shows, and somewhere along the line, pandemic, Thunderdome, Roman Reigns' God run, that kind of got lost. So like the hope is, coming out of this, that it's not necessarily we have to do Evolution every year. No, we just have to actually book women's wrestling better. I think that's the lesson.
And I don't think that the main event is the problem right now. Because, I think I saw a stat that, like, on top of Evolution, I think the first 10 segments of Monday Night Raw this week was strictly women.
Yeah, like the first hour and a half, I believe, it was all women. It was matches, segments. Now, granted, you had the men's gauntlet to close the show, so I think that was very intentional, coming off of Evolution. Go women heavy to start, because the closing hour of the show is going to be dedicated to the men.
Right. But I don't think the main event is the issue, or women main eventing is the issue, because we've had Becky Lyra main event Raw, we've had Io Rhea main event Raw. The real proof in the pudding is, like, for example, on Saturday night's main event, we had LA Knight and Seth Rollins for no reason. Not for no reason. They've been feuding, but it's non-title.
Right.
There's no stakes other than you've been whipping my ass and I'm ready to whip your ass. Okay. There's none of that in the women's division.
Right. Let's get that in the women's division.
None.
And Stephanie would probably be much happier if we would have gotten that.
Unless it's Jade and Naomi.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, because you had Naomi's promo open the show, Kabuki Warriors versus Judgment Day. The 2 out of 3 falls, Bailey versus Lyra, really good match.
Right. So like
you want to check that out.
So just
Nikki Bella, Chelsea Green.
Right.
Yeah. And then you had Gunther, and then you went into the gauntlet.
Yeah, and so breaking that down based off of my point, you had the women's world champion leading into the women's tag champions fighting.
Correct. Yep.
And then you had a number 1 contendership match for the women's intercontinental title. And then you had Nikki Bella, who is the returning star.
Right. That was
get injected. And like, if that's your mid-card feud, that's non-title, I'm cool with it. But you're now, for right or wrong, like, you're tying her to Stephanie Vicaire,
right?
Who is a star in
and
her
who's
own
going
right,
to be in the women's title match at Clash in Paris.
Correct.
So, like, it's by proxy you're connected to a title. Now, I get it.
Clash in Paris is in September.
Right.
So
but like,
we have some time. Or is it? It's end of August, I think.
Yeah, and I get having, we're trying to get our ducks in a row for SummerSlam because that's literally in just over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's part of going back to a couple of weeks ago when we talked about the overbooked schedule of the WWE. That's the problem that's being created as well, because you go from one big event, you have no real time to like just do undercard, no title stuff, because you have to fill a 2-night pay-per-view event at the Meadowlands. So it's WWE has created a monster for themselves, and they only can blame themselves.
The only monster they've created is they have too many championships. If you eliminate the championships, there's no need to have championship match and number 1 contender matches to face that champion. If you eliminate some of the extra bullshit, then you have the matches that Tim desires. But you have the championships, and if they don't highlight them and feature them, people are going to bitch, well, why even have them if you're not going to feature these championship matches? And ultimately, at the end of the game, you play the game to win the game and win the championship. That's why the NFL teams play every week, and that's why basketball plays every week to hoist the trophy, because they want to be that champion. So when you have too many fucking champions and they don't mean anything, it does water everything down. So let's cut the championships in half, and everybody's happy.
But
except him, of course.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't think the titles are meaningless.
One word from here on out, Tim. You've done it now.
That's fine. Good. Less is more.
That's what I'm saying.
Like titles.
Yes, thank you. You're getting it.
I understand your point. However, with the history of WWE, if you remove the mid-card titles, then you just feature the women less. And these matches won't happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
because we've seen that as well.
If you remove the men's mid-card titles, those folks get featured less, and it's just more of the original tribal chief stuff. Yeah, I think that's what happens. So feature women. They don't all have to be fighting for a championship.
By the way, OTC 1 is so stupid. I hate it. I hate it so much.
It's a spin-off of Cody.
They have taken the one thing that I really enjoyed and just made a mockery of it. And I get it's probably run its course. Like, we've had 2, maybe 3 WrestleManias main eventing with like the same storyline. I feel like we have jumped the shark. Was it 4? Like
37, 38, 39, 40.
If not already.
Well, he was in the main event of 41.
but not the same
I get
storyline.
it wasn't the same story, but yeah.
He was the third wheel.
Well, that's true. That's true. But like it went from tribal chief to my tribal chief to the original tribal chief, and now it's OTC. Like you just made OTC that original. Why do you have to be? Are there multiple original tribal chiefs? That's the part I don't understand. Why is it OTC 1? He is the one that's original. Like nobody says like the original Mustang 1.0. No, are we going to do Roman Reigns 1.0? Like when does Roman Reigns 2.0 come out?
I can understand where OTC 1 comes from because it's a play on Cody's QB1,
which is stupid too.
Yeah, I fucking hate that too.
Like I'm the quarterback.
You're not the quarterback. The quarterback's
Right.
well, I mean,
it's not a team sport. Cody's not participating in team activities. You want to be QB1, take your team into Survivor Series.
Bingo. I was going to say you might be quarterback of the Survivor Series team. But
right. And so I don't know what OTC 1 deals with. All I know is that Roman Reigns is still over like Rover. And got,
that pop was
sick.
And they're finally releasing the Bloodline 1 soon.
Yep.
The Jordans.
The shoes. But yeah, ultimately, like
are you buying, Tim?
Oh, I'll probably put myself in debt for it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. You seem like a shoeman.
Yeah, you are a shoe guy, aren't you?
I mean, it's going to be very difficult to.
Tim, are you saying you're an anti-shoeman?
No, I love shoes. I love putting my feet in shoes.
No,
Jim.
Well, like I don't collect shoes, right?
Oh, you know, okay.
That's what I mean by Tim's a shoeman.
I collect Hey Dudes, apparently. I wasn't aware of this. I went to the Hey Dude outlet to buy a new pair of insoles for like the one pair that's really comfortable, but the soles
you
are
walk
wearing
out with?
3.
Yeah.
And the insoles.
I'm a Crocman.
Oh, you have always been a Crocman.
So I have the pair that I'm wearing, and I have 4 more pairs in my room because I had bought one pair like 8 months ago when they were on sale. Bought another one at their next sale. I think we're probably right after Christmas. And then we went to the Hershey outlets recently, where I bought some golf shoes. I bought a Orioles hat at the new Rally House that's up there. Very nice merch store. A lot of Philly sports stuff, Penn State sports stuff. They do have some Baltimore stuff over there too. And then I went into the Croc outlet, and they're like, hey, buy one get one, or 2 clearance for $50. And I went, well, I can't turn that down.
Cannot.
So I bought 2 pairs of Crocs from clearance. So yeah, I have literally 5 pairs.
Who's Clarence?
I didn't know the outlets had like a clearance section as well, but they're like 2 for $60 there. That's what a deal.
Yeah.
For some Hey Dudes.
Yeah. I have a pair of Hey Dudes.
Yeah, they're like my everyday wear. They really are.
I pretty much rock it all the time, unless when I get out and go for a walk, which has been a challenge because we apparently live in Satan's taint. In Pennsylvania,
is so balmy, man. It is muggy.
It sucks out loud, but I feel justified because our pal Big Mac came up here over the weekend for one day. Did make it home on Sunday. Delta made it hard enough for him. But he said, because he lives down near Miami, that it's worse here than in Florida, because in Miami, you just know it's going to be hot. It is going to be humid, but you just accept it. He said the air is so thick and heavy here. He said it sucks and it's worse than Florida. So I feel justified in complaining about the weather. All right. Anything else about evolution or the weather? Apparently,
it's summer. Get over it. It's hot.
I would take this over the cold that like makes my body shiver.
Oh yes,
absolutely.
Day. Like, let me be fully transparent that in no way, shape, or form am I trying to hurry summer to get to cold weather.
No, give me this over January, February, most of
Every
March.
fucking time.
Yeah,
I
every
will
day.
sweat my dick off before I deal with winter bullshit. Just Devin asked, where the fucking 3CT 24/7 championship did Big Mac? Oh yeah, you can't.
Jim is still the reigning and defending.
You can't see it behind my fat head, but I had it with me. I had it with me all weekend. Nobody dared step up to the plate. So,
In Big Mac's defense, he was not in the mood to deal with 24/7 shenanigans after the shit Delta pulled on Big Mac.
He was like 7 hours away from his flight, and they were just like, nope, you are now 8 hours away from your flight.
Like, what flight?
And which meant the connecting flight was not able to be connected. So
he almost lived here permanently.
Yeah, we were going to take him in. I mean, we were totally fine with it, but he
did he have?
He really didn't have a choice. He didn't have a car.
No choice.
He didn't have nothing. But he wanted to get home. He missed his family, so he's a good dude. So
he just wanted to get away from the humidity.
I just wanted to get away from the humidity and go back to Miami. All right. So we're going to do something before we get into our build the SummerSlam card. We're going to get back to that this week.
SummerSlam card. Oh, it'd have been nice to get a run sheet.
You absolutely got one. Stop gaslighting our listeners. But I think I talked to Tim about this, maybe everybody. I can't remember. But I was like, I want to do not even necessarily every week, but every so often we just want to kind of dig into it, is a best of the week. So like, instead of doing the old thing, like when we first started of like, what happened on Raw this week? Nobody wants to hear that. You either watch Raw or you didn't. If you watch it, you know what happens. If you didn't, you don't care. Yes, Tim.
It was only for the grown and sexy.
Devin, we told intern Mark to mail it. If he left it on his desk, you're going to have to take that up with the intern.
You know what happened? Intern Mark went to the post office and saw they had those Betty White stamps and forgot why he went to the post office.
Did. He got lightheaded. And
he put adhesive. He put adhesive on the front of the stamp, if you know what I mean.
But
ew.
Yeah, that's fucking. But what is instead of doing like a recap or whatever, and anything in the wrestle sphere, what is the best thing you saw in wrestling this week? Long form, short form, doesn't matter. Tim, what's the best thing you saw in wrestling this week?
The real ones will know. Mama Wayne on Dynamite. If you don't know, go check it out. Mama Wayne on Dynamite. Best thing I saw this week in wrestling.
Ryan, what was the best thing you saw in wrestling this week?
The best thing I saw in wrestling this week was Goldberg bitching a fit about his send-off match that he probably didn't deserve in the first place.
Yeah, that one was probably going to be mine, but I'm not going to go repeater. Yeah, man, him doing the crybaby retirement, the media tour afterwards. Yep. Like, first off, motherfucker, like, you had no business being in that ring. WWE immediately posted the full retirement speech that didn't air on Peacock. It immediately went up on their social media. Like, what some people don't realize is those the hard outs on broadcast TV, you can't run over.
It's a hard out.
Where it's going to be a ton of money. Like the NFL does it, like sports leagues do it when you have live games. WWE's not doing that. So yeah, like they're out 10 p.m. Boom, they're cut off, out. See you later. But yeah, jeez, God bless.
Tides are rolling.
There you go.
Like I said.
Jesus. Devin says he agrees with him. Now he has a hole in his roof.
Dog. You know what they say about them things? Sometimes they be thangin'.
Dang it.
Respectfully.
So respectful. But yeah, bye Goldberg. Hope to see you never.
Rest in piss.
Exactly. My best thing I saw in wrestling this week, I'm going to tie it similar to my wrestler of the week.
I just showed you Mama Wayne.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to not go repeater here, Tim. But is the Texas Death. That match, I was so sports entertained by Texas Death. It was awesome. And like, because my one of my fears going in to seeing any portion of All In was that you were gonna end up with the fart in church at the end. Like, this was the easiest layup you could ever lay up. This was putting the ball on the tee and just hit a home run. And AEW did it. It was right there. They did it. Hangman's the new champ. Show looked great. Venue looked great. You hit a home run at the end. That's the best thing you could have done. That was the best thing in wrestling this week. Devin says here, hold up, Tim. I thought you were WCW guy. Why are you so negative about Goldberg? Because it's not 2001 anymore.
And yeah,
WCW wasn't sending him off, was he?
Like, exactly. Goldberg was great until the stun gun. Watch WCW, and there's a bunch of non-preferred Goldberg stuff after he loses the title at Starrcade 98. I think that's when he loses the title.
You would know it better than I do, Tim.
Yeah, because Starrcade 98 was him, Kevin Nash, Goldberg. Scott Hall's got the taser, hits him, and then
Bill
Nitro
Goldberg.
after it's finger poke of doom, or 2 Nitros after it's finger poke of doom, and Hulk Hogan gets the title
Hulk
back.
Hogan.
But like everything that's, or wait, it might have been Starrcade 99. No. Now I'm because Goldberg had
really
to have
paying
that
attention,
streak.
Tim. It's okay.
But anyway, that's why he does not like Goldberg. Because we all don't like.
Yeah, main event was Goldberg, Kevin Nash. I'm right. All right, cool.
All right.
I can't remember time I was goddamn wrong.
All right, so now we go back. A couple weeks ago, we started our journey. We did SummerSlams 1988 through 1996. This week we moved 97 to 2005, building the SummerSlam cards. Again, if you weren't with us 2 weeks ago, go back and check that episode out on the YouTube. But you take the cards of all of those SummerSlams and you build a card using those matches. Can't repeat a wrestler, can't repeat a title. We have a WWE title on the card, a mid-card title, and a tag title, and then 4 wild card matches. So we will run through those now. We will start with the wild card matches. Ryan, what was your first wild card match?
Well, I just want to give a shout out to the Divas who I put on the pre-show for the Divas dodgeball tournament.
Is that
2004?
Yeah.
2004.
Was that Team Dream versus
Couldn't tell you, honestly. A lot of Divas playing dodgeball. The whole segment was too long. The actual match itself was like 4 minutes. We're going to start off the show with Ken Shamrock versus Owen Hart in a Lion's Den match from 1998. That is my opener.
You had the Lion's Den?
The Lion's Den match.
I also had the Lion's Den as one of my matches.
I can't believe that I didn't put that one on my card. Yeah, that one's a miss. That one's a miss for me. I will start because I did want to get a women's match on the card. I didn't get one in the first grouping. Not a ton to work with here. But I did get Ivory versus Tori for the women's title at SummerSlam 1999 on the card. So I did want to get the women on there. Next wild card match, Ryan.
I have Randy Orton versus The Undertaker from SummerSlam 2005.
Nice.
All right. Tim?
Randy Orton did not make my card this year.
Did not make mine either.
And that's okay. Now, as a reminder, I did bonus homework, not bragging.
You did.
But I took one match from every year. No duplicates, no duplicate titles. So I have more wild card matches.
Okay. We'll let you give the full gamut then.
Yes. So, but I will, to carry on, I will go with my 2005 offering.
Okay.
I went with Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels.
That I'll do mark that one off of mine next. That one was also on my card. Main evented that show, and Shawn Michaels put on a performance in that match for sure. Yeah, that one's a classic, if you will. Ryan, your next wild card match.
That one would have made my list. However, Shawn Michaels comes off the board here when he battles Triple H in the unsanctioned match in 2002.
Real good. That is a good one. That was Michaels. That was the first match back, right?
Yes.
Memory serves. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tim, your next wild card match.
I would have taken that match from 2004, but Triple H is in a different match for me. And I went with him versus Mankind in a steel cage from SummerSlam 1997.
Okay.
It's the birth of Dude Love.
Okay.
Mankind's on the top of the cage and he rips the shirt and he's got the painted heart on his chest and he does the top of the cage elbow drop like he jumped off the roof and dropped the elbow on the mattress. So yeah, that's my pick for 97.
Triple H will make my card a little bit later. But my next wild card match is the WWF Hardcore title match from SummerSlam 2000. It is Steve Blackman versus
the best.
I didn't want to trigger that one. Versus
there
Shane.
You go.
The Hardcore title match. Devin throwing a couple offerings in there. He has Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match. He has X-Pac versus Jeff Jarrett in a hair versus hair match.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of Jeff Jarrett. Now, Ryan, your brother may have lost.
J-E-F-F. J-A-R-E-D. Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett. Ryan, your next and final wild card match.
Jim, cue it up because this is where Shane McMahon comes off the board for me.
Mm-hmm.
The best in the world.
Shane battled Test in a love her or leave her match. Oh shit! I didn't write down what Survivor Series or SummerSlam that
1999.
Was that 99?
Because it's on my card.
Leave her.
The Lover or Leave Her Greenwich Street Fight.
Solid one there as well. My final wild card comes from SummerSlam 04. It is Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero.
And I have my last two wild card matches literally just filling out the card. They are garbage matches. I took Undertaker versus A-Train from 03. And I took John Cena versus Booker T for the U.S. title in 04.
All right. I feel like the tag title, we may all have the same one. That's my prediction.
This one's felt obvious.
Ryan, go ahead. You wanna give it to us?
Well, I'll give you one of the teams involved was the Hardy Boys.
All right, Tim, you wanna give us another team that was maybe involved in your tag title match?
I'm leaving you with the scrubs. Edge and Christian was in the match.
That's fine. I've listened to a couple episodes of Busted Open this week, so I feel like I'm just destined to say the Dudleys. But yeah, the TLC from SummerSlam 2000. This was the second match that I put on my card as I was building them out. I was like, I knew what my number one was. And the way I do these things, I always, if there's a match I know has to be on there, it gets on there first, and I have to work around it. This one was number 2. I had to work around it too because like I wanted to get. There's a couple Jeff Harvey matches I wanted to get on, possibly on the card. There's a couple Etch matches I wanted to get on the card, but couldn't do it. But yeah, because this one had to be on. All right, Ryan, your mid card title match.
So I went with an Intercontinental Championship match from SummerSlam 2002. It was Rob Van Dam versus Chris Benoit. Dude, it's wild because we don't agree with a ton on here, Tim, and this is the second time in a row we've been darn close.
We are in alignment on 1, 2, 3, 4 matches.
4 out of 7, by the way.
And I'll be honest with you, my main event, you haven't named any wrestlers from, so there's a damn good chance we have the same WWE title match.
Do.
I think you do. We do.
Because I was up in the air between which world title match I was going to do. And I did not want to lose. I felt weird putting that match at the world title because I really love this other world title match more.
Okay.
We'll get to it when we get to
the waters.
We'll get there. Yes. So we have your guys' mid-card title out of the way. Mine also an Intercontinental title match. This is where Triple H gets onto my card. SummerSlam 1998. It's the Intercontinental title.
Fucking sucks.
Triple H and The Rock. Not a great match.
This match is trash.
But it did make the card.
But you got The Rock on your list, something I didn't do.
Yeah, because I mean, after this, The Rock was pretty much fired up to the world title, and my world title was gone first. You can probably figure out where I'm going there.
He could very well fit in the world title spot though. The Rock and Brock Lesnar from 02.
He couldn't have, because like I said, my world title made it on my card first, and we'll see where I go there. But Ryan, your world title match.
So before he goes, I think hold on, I got to point with the right fingers. You have the world title match I originally wanted to go with, and you have the world title match that I actually picked.
For the podcast audience, when there eventually will be one, the first you was me, the second you was Ryan.
Visuals, pal. So let me give my answer.
Okay.
And I want to see which one of you guys I match with.
Interesting.
Okay.
The year is 2001.
Okay.
It might be one of the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time. For the WWE Championship. It's Kurt Angle and it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ryan?
You're goddamn right it is.
Yeah, baby.
Stone Cold Kurt Angle 2001. It was the first match that I also wrote on my list. I built the entire card around that match.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. So here's
uncanny for you and I.
Here's the history lesson though. You want to talk about best years in wrestling ever? Stone Cold Steve Austin's 2001, I would put that up against almost anybody's year.
Ooh.
Like he has so many great matches and moments during that 01 stretch, and this match here with Kurt is just mwah.
It is the icing on the cake.
Now, the original pick was from 1997, with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. It was The Undertaker defending the WWF Championship against Mr. Hitman, Bret Hart, making him a 5-time WWF champion after Shawn Michaels gave The Undertaker a steel chair bow tie.
Sure did. Yep, that was the first match that made it on my card. That was an easy one. Bret's last pay-per-view win. Well, until WrestleMania 26. We don't talk about WrestleMania 26. Even though it's the show that got me back into wrestling, even though it was in hindsight just awful. But final world title win in WWF, and it was at the hands of the mistaking Shawn Michaels, obviously led to Montreal in November of that year, which still one of the most talked about situations in the sport. So yeah, that one was easy. That one was definitely easy. Was going to always be on the card for me.
And if you want to talk about other notable years of wrestling to go through, while it is not a direct calendar year, Bret's November 96 to November 97,
so good.
You start with him versus Stone Cold, and you end with the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah, you get
And
two him and Stone Colds. You get the summer, because I think he had hurt his knee then, and that was the wheelchair summer.
It was also Canadian Stampede.
Yep. There was some stuff with the Patriot in there.
Yep. The Patriot because he was included in the Canadian Stampede stuff.
The heel turn, the baby face in Canada, heel in the US. You know,
it's not that I'm anti-American. It's that I'm just pro-Canadian.
I always liked if you gave the United States of America an enema, you could stick the hose right here in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
It's a classic line as well. So yeah, that one, Bret's 96, end of 96 to end of 97 was fantastic.
And just like I'm not greedy for money, I'm greedy for respect.
Yeah, man. That basically watch Wrestling with Shadows. That documents is a little after the heel turn, but that's where it's at. You have a copy of it right there.
There it is.
There it is.
Available.
You can watch it on YouTube. It is the whole documentary on YouTube.
It is still hermetically sealed. I have yet to break the seal on this version of Wrestling with Shadows.
It's like a limited edition one or something?
No, so this is
Can't hide money.
It's a reproduction from a distributor by the name of Vinegar Syndrome.
Okay.
Can't be saying that.
No, I didn't say Vinegar Stroke. I said, well, that would also be Bret Hart related, but
oh, come on.
No, Vinegar Syndrome. If you are a huge horror movie fan,
I'm a huge fan of horror movies.
Horror movies.
Oh, no, not a fan of those.
Movies full of the stuff that they talk about in Knobles.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
Horror.
Booze.
Horror.
Horror. But yeah, Vinegar Syndrome. They do during I would suggest during Black Friday checking them out, because it is a bit of boutique style pricing, because they make custom slip covers and custom packaging for all of these movies that are like out of print or had limited release. So as soon as they released when they had Wrestling with Shadows available, I had no option. I just had to go, and I have not been on Vinegar Syndrome in a hot minute. So,
all right, so there we go. That is our 97 to 2005 SummerSlam cards. Next week we will do the 06 to 2015 cards. And I think this is probably the era where we can add an actual women's title match.
We're gonna do it for the ladies.
For the ladies. All right, so we're gonna wrap up here. You guys got anything else before we close up for the week? I just saw this from, I guess this is from Fightful, or this from earlier today. Kurt Angle joining Real American Freestyle Wrestling as a commentator, analyst, and partner.
No, Kurt, run away.
Right? Like, I mean, I get it. Like, he probably is one of the better people to be an expert voice on that. But
yeah, he probably knows a thing or two about amateur wrestling. Maybe one of the greatest known amateur wrestlers in the United States.
Yeah. Just
seems like a legitimate. Here's the deal: if you're pro Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, and this idea of watching freestyle wrestling, then yeah, this should excite you. If not, you're like, oh, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. I'm shocked they didn't get Gable Steveson as a voice.
Yet.
Quite frankly, but yeah, well, that's true. There is still time. But thanks everybody for tuning in, playing along. We appreciate it. We will talk to you on the Tuesday podcast. We will also be back here live next week. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment on all of our social media, and hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Would certainly appreciate that, as that's our current and only home at the moment. But we are working on that. We'll look into things. We'll get all of that on social media. Forgot to plug the voicemail this week, so leave us a voicemail, 717-473-7833, and we will play it on the next show. Until Tuesday on the podcast side, next Thursday we are live. We hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay smart, and as always, go for the pin.